Congratulations on all of the hard work you've been doing as writers. You now have a draft for which you can work with. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back and let's party. We're going to party with this draft by talking about revising just part of your work. I'd like us to focus on your introduction. When you were constructing your draft, you wrote an introduction to your topic that was served the purpose of just getting yourself going. But today we're going to talk about leads that work. For this lesson, you'll need your writer's notebook, your draft, and a pencil. So there are a few objectives for this lesson today. The first is that you'll learn the purpose of leads. A lead is an introduction to nonfiction writing that hooks the reader. It establishes the direction your writing will take. A good lead grabs your reader's attention and refuses to let go. And you'll see examples of this today. The second objective is to actually learn some strategies that writers use to hook readers. And finally, you'll get started today writing 2 different types of leads that can go for your work. So let's do some inquiry work around leads. I'd like you to investigate a few types of leads and consider what the writers are doing to hook their readers. So I'd like you to set up your notebook so that it mirrors the screen here. You will need the words example 1, example 2, and example 3, along with some space next to each one. I'm going to do some reading of leads to you, and you're going to respond in this space. Please pause this lesson to get set up if you need more time. Okay, let's get started with the first example. Some medicines taste like cherries. Some medicines taste like grapes. But scientists are now working on medicines that taste like potatoes. Potatoes? Yes, the medicines not only taste like potatoes, they are potatoes. So in your writer's notebook, I'd like you to jot down your ideas around what Doug McInnes is doing as a strategy to construct this lead. Pause this lesson if you need more time to consider. Okay, let's move on to the second example. Cigarettes kill 400,000 Americans each year. More deaths than from alcohol, car accidents, murders, drugs, and fires combined. Every day, 3,000 more kids start smoking. 1 out of every 3 young smokers will eventually die from diseases caused by tobacco use. So in your writer's notebook, think about what this student is doing to lead this piece of writing. Write down the strategy that you feel is happening here. Again, pause this lesson if you need more time to consider. Okay, let's move on to our third example, also written by a student. Have you ever wondered how you would survive if you found yourself alone on a deserted island? How would you protect yourself against the elements of nature? How would you get food and water? Where would you sleep? As you've done with examples 1 and 2, please consider what strategies you believe this student is using to lead this piece of writing. Jot down your idea in your writer's notebook. Okay. So there are all different types of leads that writers use to begin their writing. The purpose is, again, to hook the reader. Your lead should be clear, interesting, and informative. Some writers might lead their work by using humor. Some might lead their work by writing a question or writing a series of questions like we saw with the student stranded on a deserted island. Some writers might use shocking facts, such as the student writing about cigarette usage. And some might use a comparison like Doug McInnes did. So today, I'd like for you to try 2 different leads in your notebooks. You can pick 2 different types from this list that you see here. So you're going to need to experiment. Not every lead is going to be the best choice for your writing. So you're going to choose 2 different ones to figure out which one might work. Be sure that you include at least 4 sentences in your lead. After you've written your 2 different types of leads, I'd like you to share your options with a writing partner and then with me so that we can talk about which one works best. Finally, I'd like you to think about any questions you have about this lesson and to jot them down in your writer's notebooks. And we can talk about it when we conference. Good luck, writers!